I got to go to Chile. I got to go to South America, again, with about 8 kids. And Jim Montrello was the coach. We had a chaperone. We go to Peru, and we're putting on swimming demonstrations, staying in a nice old hotel in downtown Lima. And of course, we see Juan Bello, because Juan is from Peru. And he was, his name is on the national stadium with all the greatest athletes and the swimming pool was under the stadium. So Juan's name is up there, and he was with us, and we spent time with him. So we get done, and we did our little swimming demonstrations, and we go to Chile. And my dad had warned me before we went. He had told me after they told us we're going to go to Peru and Chile, he goes, "Tom, there's trouble in Chile." I'm 19. Dad, I'm going, man. So we went down, and we get there, and we're not going to, normally on these trips, you stay in nice hotels and get good food, the whole 9 yards. Well, we stayed with the Chilean Swimming Federation, didn't have a lot of money, so we stayed with the families from the national team. And their national team was okay. They weren't great. But again, we did the same sort of things. We swam with them. And I got to stay with the doctor's family. And, they had a nice house and a fair amount of money. And you see some things that, we don't really appreciate in this country. And, I stayed there, and they had they had a housemaid. And she lived in the back of the house in this hole in the wall, kind of down and dirty, almost a dirt floor. And the mother and I came home one day. She and I were running an errand, and we get to the front porch, and the woman is polishing the tile on the front porch. And the woman whose house I stayed at just lit into her. This poor old lady. I don't know what she was saying, because I don't speak Spanish. Regardless, we did that, and we stayed there. Really a nice trip, except the last morning they were going to take us to Valparaiso, which is a port city. And I understand back in the 1600s, that's where the Dutch always stopped when they were on their way back from the Middle East, or from the East, Far East. And really a fun city, maybe like New Orleans or San Francisco, I'm not sure. So we get up, and the doctor said, "I'm sorry, we're not going to take you to Valparaiso today. You're going to go downtown and meet your team, because the military took over the country today." So we drive downtown in his car, and we get down there, and there's military jeeps and trucks and troops and everything coming into the center of the city. And we get down there, we meet our teammates, and some of them went to other families. We got spread out. I was sent with Tim McDonald from UCLA, Nancy Kirkpatrick. We had there were 2 or 3 of us, and our coach, Jim Montrello. We got sent to an apartment complex, 14 stories up in the air, 14 stories high. And it was the Chilean swimming coaches, whose name was Mark Lautman. And he was an American. So we stayed there. And then directly below us is the United Popular headquarters. It would be like the Democratic National headquarters or the Republican National headquarters. So we're in there, and we're watching helicopters fly over the park and dropping things on people gathering in the park. And we can hear gunshots. And, in the apartment next to us, a gunshot came in, and, the boy's sitting here, and the neighbors across the hallway, and bullet goes here. And then the military comes and storms the United Popular. Allende, that was Allende's party. They came and stormed the apartment, or stormed their headquarters. And a few days later, they got us out of there. They sent a guy over, kind of an escort. And he picked us up, and he took us to like the second or third guy in the State Department embassy in Chile, in Santiago. So we stayed at his beautiful house. So we stayed there, and then they eventually got us out on a United Nations flights with us and reporters and undesirable characters who were kicking out of the country. So that was quite a thrill. It kind of changed my perspective on life a little bit. And
I would imagine.